Hey everybody, welcome back. We are going to do our Tactical Tuesday, but we're going to do it on Monday night, all right? I'm going to SHOT Show tomorrow, and anyways, I didn't want to miss out on doing a live stream with you guys, so anyways, we're going to hang out tonight. I got Steve Holland. I've been watching him on the cameras. He's on the property. He's working his way down into the man room, and I'm sure Steve will be in here in just a couple of minutes. We got a great live stream for y'all. First off, I want to ask if you guys can hear me okay. You know, sometimes we have issues with our sound and stuff. I already got a message that the sound is good. Okay, good stuff indeed. I am all packed up, ready to travel. I have got my own little set of lav mics and everything. Come on in, Steve. Come on in. Oh, shit. Steve's got gun bags, a haversack. I'm sure he's got 2 water bottles with him. He's got all his stuff. No, I can't leave that one right there. Nope. All right. Some of the stuff I get from you guys, crazy. All right, you guys know the deal. If you guys have questions, that's the whole point of us doing a live stream. It's going to be great having Steve back on tonight. Steve has been, it's not Steve's fault. I've been all over the place here recently. So I'm going to dial, hold on, let me dial that sound back just a tad. All right, I'm getting a couple clicks there. I don't want no clicks on my soundboard. You good, Steve? Yeah, good. Steve's like, we're going to make it. All right, we're going to give Steve a couple minutes while he is getting settled in. Shh, I got a present for Steve. All right, this is from Kraken Tactical. Right, you guys can read that, can't you? All right, handmade in Australia, krakenknifeworks@gmail.com. I'm going to let Steve open that when Steve comes back in here. But anyways, I got, I'm all set, ready to go. I am ready to go to SHOT. If you guys got questions, you can put them in the chat room. You want to do a super chat, I'd appreciate that. I will spend the money while I'm at SHOT Show. Right, because you guys want me to do videos reviewing stuff. So I got to convince my better half, hey, honey, I really need to buy this optic. Some companies, they want to give us optics for free. Matter of fact, I got a shelf with, I want to say there's 40 optics up there. I've done videos on 3 of them. Yes, it is what it is, Just because you give it to us for free does not mean, we'll give you constructive criticism, but that doesn't necessarily mean we're going to do a video. Sometimes I gotta put the money out myself so that I can give you guys the honest opinion. I got somebody else moving on the cameras out there. I think it's probably DoorDash for my brother-in-law. I think my son's going somewhere. That's cool, right? That's all cool. I hope you guys enjoy all the videos. My son's been busting his ass doing some videos for us. This Friday's video is, the title of it, Do You Have a Dirty Gun? But it's about doing weapons maintenance. And who does the video? None other than Big Al Crawford. I know you guys love Big Al. All right. I had a first question come in. All right. This one is from Gray. Hi, Carl. Have you heard about the Black Rain Ordnance Commando Bullpup? I have not, all right, but I plan on stopping by Black Rain Ordnance while I'm at SHOT Show. I'll be sure to check it out. And you guys have probably heard me say it here on the live stream. Back in the 80s when we were a peacetime military, we were between wars, right? Vietnam War had been over for a while. The Cold War was over. That was right when like the Steyr AUG showed up on the scene. And I like the concept of a bullpup. I really do. I like it a lot. And there's a lot of advantages. It allows you to have a short CQB gun with a barrel that is long enough to get you that rifle performance. You get that secondary cavitation when it hits a fluid target. Your body is a fluid. So I like bullpups. The problem, though, is back in the 80s, they didn't go to a bullpup. They're like, we're going to go to the M16A2. And then the A4, and anyways, we went to the M4, and the Marine Corps went to the M16A4. Blah 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 blah. The rest is history. Global war on terror. Everything. You can't really change a weapon system then, but you're seeing a rise again of bullpups, and that's for a good reason. Bullpups are they're an excellent design. They really are. So, we'll see. We'll see. I'm not against bullpups at all. Everybody thinks I am. Everybody's like, Carl, you're a diehard M4 guy. No, I like my M4s. That's what I ran my time in the military. My SR-25 Mark 11 is basically a AR-10, which is the same thing. It's still the same operating system, gas impingement system, all that stuff. But there are rooms for improvement on that. So, yeah, I'll be sure to check it out. Black Rain Ordnance. You guys see we've got our sponsor down here again, Venture Surplus. I want to thank them for sponsoring. They're going to sponsor us for a couple more weeks. I've actually got another company lined up to sponsor us in February. We've not had a fallout with Venture Surplus at all. As a matter of fact, they want to sponsor a video in February, one of our Friday videos. Good stuff indeed. How you doing, Steve?
Good,
He just put on his sunglasses. That means Steve is ready to come in the house. Ladies and gentlemen, Steve Holland. How you doing, Steve? See, man, I missed you, man. I missed you. He's a hugger. He's a hugger.
I told you, I only hug so I can figure out the size of the body and what size of hole I got to dig.
There's always that. There's always that. Guys, a lot of you always ask me about my coffee, and this is 5 Stone Frontline Coffee. He's good people. Use code TR10 when you go to their website. It is good coffee. I run a dark espresso roast. Just understand dark roasted coffee. You're not getting quite as much caffeine in it, but it's still good stuff. So what's new with Steve Holland?
Just here enjoying life, thanking God. Another new year. And with prayers, it's going to turn out to be a very good year, hopefully.
With what?
With just the whole world, with this
whole
country.
World. Are you predicting 2024 to be a great year, Steve? Did you just say that out loud?
I said I'm praying it's going to be a great year. It's going to be an interesting year. We don't get into politics on the show.
No,
so
we don't do politics.
I don't want Miss Dana running down the stairs with a broom.
Yeah,
I told you that's politics.
She likes to stomp upstairs and bang her feet. To let us
Morse
know.
code.
Hey, quit doing it. One thing I will say, likewise, same thing, guys. I want a much better 2024 than I had a 2023. Mind you, I had full knee replacement. I had a bunch of other issues in my life. So 2023, glad to see it go. 2024, I got a bunch of classes coming up. I'm going to SHOT Show tomorrow, right? Taking the wife to Vegas. We're only going for a couple of days. And it's more of a vacation. Coming back from there, taking my wife on another vacation. Coming back from there, Round Canopy Parachute Team. If you guys are interested in parachuting with us, that's rcptusa.org. We're going to be parachuting down in Palatka, Florida, second week of March. They're actually parachuting for 3 weeks long. I'm doing that second week. From there, I drive straight to Texas for a week of classes in Texas. That starts on the 20th. We got a bunch of great classes. Pistol carbine zero mastery, battle rifle 1. There's a bunch of great classes. And not only are they awesome, but we're going to be staying at Beaumont Ranch. They have a bunkhouse there where you're staying for like $46 a night, where if you go to a local hotel near Dallas, it's like almost $300 a night. So it's a good deal. You can save yourself a lot of money there. Me and Emery come back from there. We're back home for 3 days. Then we're doing the same classes here in Clarksville, Tennessee. Great time. From that gets us to April. May, I'm going back to Texas for the NRA show. I've got a private class there, NRA show. Then we're doing that helicopter shoot, aerial gunnery out of a Little Bird helicopter. Come back from that, and I'm taking the whole family, the Tactical Rifleman family, and Chris Smith, David Duenas, Leif LeBlanc, Emery Morgenstern, Nicholas Erickson, Carl Erickson, taking my wife. We're also taking Jamie Gap and Chastity. We are all flying to Paris, and we are going to Normandy for the 80th anniversary of the D-Day invasion. We're not jumping on the 6th. There's no jumps on the 6th. It's go to all the ceremonies and everything. You understand? You need to be visiting the cemeteries and stuff on that day. But we are jumping on the 7th. There's 2 jumps on the 5th. No jump on the 4th. Jumps on the 3rd. A bunch of the guys are jumping from France into England, repacking their parachutes and then jumping back into France. I'm not doing all that. I got a bum knee. I will be jumping on the 7th, but it's going to be a super great trip indeed. Come back from there, and then July we've got high risk travel. We've got low light, no light shooting at the Louisville Armory. And then anyways, that's the first half of the year. So I've got a lot planned. 2024 is going to be awesome. As far as the political crap that's going on, you guys know the deal. Things won't get stupid till November, December timeframe. There's a lot of people predicting that 2024 is going to be a dumpster fire. I disagree. I don't. The people that I've talked to, the think tank people, they're saying, no, 2025, 2026 is going to be a shithole. Okay, so what does that mean? Does that mean you get to put it off? No, what it means is now's the time to be getting your house in order. And, that means food, water, shelter, all that stuff. But also, if you want to take training, this is a year for you to be taking training, indeed. Yeah, without a doubt. All right.
Be prepared.
All right, let's see. I'm sorry, guys. I've had a bunch of questions come in here. All right. Glennon Hughes, a bill is going through Congress to ban tactical training. Have you heard about it, Carl? You guys understand there's so many bills that go through. You can't ban tactical training. You can't, because you can't draw the line at that. So please, guys, don't. They do shit like that all the time to piss people off, to get your panties in a wad.
Well, don't say can't. You can't shut down America with a pandemic.
Yeah.
Can't.
They didn't. I mean, everybody wants to say that they did, but do you guys understand, like places like South Dakota and places, they basically told Fauci and Trump to suck a dick. We're not shutting anything down. And they were just fine. Right? I'm not saying COVID wasn't real. You guys know it was a bad disease, but it was not a planet killer. It was think of it as a rehearsal. Get your house in order. All right, next one's from Vince, Carl, and Awesome Steve. He actually wrote Awesome Steve. Mm-hmm. Did you have any members in SF that you found especially inspirational? Did you have any guys in SF that were inspirational to you?
A lot of people. I mean, so many. My first team sergeant was a Vietnam vet. And the Vietnam veterans, the Special Forces veterans, they were the plank holders. They didn't come back from Vietnam feeling bad about having gone to Vietnam. They didn't come back putting up with the protesters, calling them baby killers and all this other stuff. They came into the Army to be badasses. Mm-hmm. And they took that to Vietnam with them, and they brought it to Vietnam and brought it back with them. Frank Rowe, he was on the Sante raid. If any of you guys are familiar with the Sante raid,
really?
that mission created what is now Delta, or CAG, or whatever
whatever you want to call it,
alphabet name is these days.
Green.
And he was so influential on me to never ever just take no for an answer, and I learned that from him, and it came in handy later on when I said, hey, I want to create a sniper school here on Fort Campbell, and just about everybody said no. So he taught me that someone in a higher position than you, if they say no, that's not don't do it, that's a request for additional information. So I ended up starting the sniper school, which is still up and running now. You hear us talk about it, we call it a sniper locker or sorted. Came in handy when I took over Force Mod in 5th Group, and that was it was a 2-year slot. 2 years, then you go someplace else back to the team. I stayed there for 12 years, and that was influential to me. Oh my gosh, so many guys. Our group commander, Colonel Mulholland, at the time that 9/11 happened, and we went into Afghanistan. Now he's Lieutenant General, 3-star General, retired, John Mulholland.
Did he make 3-star? No shit.
He was the deputy commander at SOCOM.
No shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, so many senior NCOs, Command Sergeant Major Dennison, Sergeant Major Sims, Command Sergeant Major McNamara. Even though, I mean, these were the people that held you to standards, and they made you do better, And I remember giving classes, preparing to go overseas. I think at the time we were going into Morocco, and they would just say, that was a lousy fucking class. That was a lousy ass class. I mean, they would just give it to you. You go back and rewrite and then practice. And it's a good thing that my mom held me to a standard when I was young, and in church, because every Christmas, every Easter, times like that, there were Christmas plays, Easter plays, and you had to get up there and do your little part. And sometimes I wouldn't study as hard as I wanted to, so my mom would make me rehearse in front of her. So here I was, 8, 9, 10 years old, being prepped to become a Green Beret. So, it's just so many guys out there that, every time I see them, even the guys that I didn't know, but were legends in Special Forces, it was just so many of them. I mean, some you wanted to emulate, and some you wanted to just get them the fuck out of your life. So even Tilt, I didn't know
Tilt.
Tilt.
Yeah.
John Stryker Meyer. I didn't know anything about him until being on the show with Carl, and we were going to have him on the show in Nashville. And so, of course, I always do my background research, and I looked him up and said, wow, this guy's awesome. Lieutenant Colonel Elmore, who was Max SOG V in Vietnam. He was the DCO when I started the Sniper Locker. He and Colonel Hawk Holloway. I mean, those guys, the Vietnam veterans, they really made a difference in my career, because to them, failure wasn't an option. You got ready for a mission, you prepped for a mission, you trained for a mission, you focused on a mission, and no going downtown. Even though we did slip away a couple times.
Everybody goes downtown.
Yeah, it's like, I'm in the bunk, stuff the pillows and stuff like that. And oh my gosh, I remember a couple of times running into the barracks at like 5:45 in the morning, and PT is at 6:30, and guys are coming out for the PT formation, and I'm running inside so I can take off my street clothes and put on my PT clothes. And one time the first sergeant caught me. I was coming down the stairs. I had like 7 seconds, and he looked up. He saw me running down the stairs. He goes, "Fall in." And everybody looked at me like, "Oh, he got you."
Yeah.
So basically, he puts you into the push-up position, what we call the front leaning rest, until all the information for that morning is being put out. And now that he had, 2 or 3 guys in the front leading rush, he kind of drug it out, He could have finished in 10 minutes. He drug it out. Till your arms start shaking and your back start arching and you're trying to hold it on. And but they taught us a lesson. So too many influential guys to just start going down the name in order of merit. But God bless America.
Yeah. All right, I got one here. Juan J. Robles. Any thoughts on 45 APC carbine? I'm a 1911 man. Ruger just came out with a new pistol caliber carbine in 45 ACP for home defense. Yeah, if you're going to go with a pistol caliber carbine, a 45 makes a bigger hole. And if you're already a 1911 guy or a 45 caliber Glock guy, whatever, then by all means, that way you're running the same magazines. There's a thought process to that. Just understand it's like a 44 Magnum, the most powerful handgun in the world, and will blow your head clean off. Well, do you, punk? Y'all have seen the Dirty Harry movies, okay? But understand, most powerful handgun, it still does not do as much damage as 5.56 does, and 5.56 is a sissy varmint round, but it is a rifle round. So if that's your thing, if you're a 45 guy, it's not gonna go through your refrigerator. And a lot of people that are worried about over penetration and stuff, cool. So yeah, if that's your thing, go for it. I'm definitely not gonna steer you away from that at all.
I love pistol caliber carbines. You guys hear me talk all the time. Carl's got his Henry Homesteader hanging up there in 9mm.
My Henry Homestead. I would grab it for you, but I can't.
Looks like he's found a magazine.
I found the mag. I did. You know where it was? It was in my freaking suitcase where you told me it was. I called Steve up and I asked him, I was like, hey, Steve, I'm missing 2 AK mags and the mag for my Henry Homestead, because it only came with 1 mag. So I'm like, Steve, I need, but plus I don't have any extra AK mags. I own 2 AKs. I don't shoot either one of them, but each one has an AK mag in it, so when you hang it on the wall, it looks cool, right? Doesn't that AK look naked, right? See this AK, and YouTube, I'm not touching it, but doesn't that AK look naked? It looks naked. It needs a magazine in it because it looks naked. So anyways, if any of you guys have any spare AK mags, seriously, I'm missing 2 AK mags. Oh, snap. Steve brought me Magalas. Shukran. Siddiqui. Oh, yeah, I know I'm not allowed to touch that. Oh, that's better, man. That's awesome right there. Sweet. All right. I got a note saying that when I mentioned the classes, I forgot to mention May. You're right, I did. May, for those of you East Coast, or if you're into preparedness or survival or homesteading, there's the Mountain Readiness Expo. It's a big get-together in May, the early May, and it's a 3-day-long event. You sign up for it. It's at this big campground. I'm going to be camping there. Emery's going to be in a hammock. Chris Weatherman's going to be with his camper. Sularu's going to be there. Byron Russell's going to be there. Randy Worst is going to be there. All these great survival guys are going to be there. And they're all doing all these little classes. So like how to slaughter pigs, how to take care of chickens, how to do, hot water bath canning, how to do this, how to do that. So me and Emery, we're going to be doing like 1 hour, 2 hour seminars, how to use a winch on a vehicle, how to use a high lift jack. AR carbines for women, how to set up your body armor, situational awareness, combat mindset, bunch of short blocks. It's 2.5 days long. It's a Friday, Saturday, done by noon on Sunday. That is in North Carolina, up in the mountains, near Statesville. Right after that, when everybody goes home, me and Emery are staying for 5 more days. And I already got a bunch of patrons that are signing up for it. But we're doing combat pistol. We're doing combat pistol carbine. That's day 2, day 3, and day 4 and 5 is high risk concealed carry. That is a 2-day pistol course. It's all from concealed carry holsters. You got to bring a jacket, a sweatshirt, and a basically like a button-up shirt. We don't care how hot or cold it is. You have to practice from whatever concealment holster you use from those different cover garments. Bunch of great drills. It's a really good class. So
you said a class on combat pistol carbine.
Yeah, pistol carbine.
Which goes back to the question that he
No,
just
it's
asked.
combat pistol and carbine. It's not just a pistol caliber carbine.
Okay.
It's a 2-day class.
Got it.
Got it.
But back to pistol carbines.
Go ahead, Steve.
Just like Carl's Homesteader, I have a Ruger PCC, which is very similar to the Homesteader, and it's a 9mm, and like the Homesteader, it takes the Glock 9mm mags. I think that's the most important part, and we all know, or we all should know, that you can shoot better with a rifle than you can with a pistol. A pistol,
Yes.
The marksmanship fundamentals are, there's no shortcuts. You can't shortcut when you're shooting a pistol. Carbine, you can kind of get away with it because you got to steady your platform.
2 extra points of contact instead of 3 if you one hand's moving forward, and you've got the contact of the stock in your shoulder, but you also, that 4th point is that cheek rest on the gun. You're literally locking that carbine in. Instead of like this, you're locking it in at 4 points instead of 1. So it's,
and also consider with a pistol carbine, you're getting more velocity out of the ammunition.
Yep.
I used to know all the different velocities with 9mm, 45 ACP, stuff like that, but sometimes it's 100 feet per second, sometimes it's not.
And they vary if you're
They vary.
getting plus
They
P
vary.
ammo or plus P plus, which you shouldn't be putting for your semi-auto pistols, only revolvers, stuff like that. But you're still not getting that secondary cavitation that you are with a rifle round. We got a bunch of questions. We're already falling behind, Steve.
Already?
No. It's okay. It's okay. I don't even want to answer this one. Ron Tate asked, did you ever do paranormal tasks or know any fellows that did so, like Bigfoot, giants, or extraterrestrial? All right, film disclosure. I know people talk about the Kandahar giant. No such thing. All right, I'm not saying there's no such thing as Bigfoot, guys. If you've been to the Smithsonian, you've seen the skeletons of dinosaurs. Okay, actually, if you're ever up in that area of the world, Yale University, the Peabody Museum at Yale University has some great dinosaurs there also. One thing I will say, everybody talks about Area 51 where all the aliens are at. How about no? All right. Area 51 is where our Skunk Works was. That's where they developed the U2. It's where they developed the SR-71. It's where they developed the YF-117. All right. It's where they developed the B-2 bomber. So, and you keep seeing all these things about all these civilians that want to rush the fence, and they are authorized deadly force there. So why don't they squash all this? Now, the Air Force wants to keep those stories going because they want all the nutbags to focus on Area 51. But if you zoom out from Area 51 on satellite imagery, one, you're going to see right below it is, you understand, you got Vegas. Right above Vegas is Nellis Air Force Base with their bombing area. Right above that is what's called Mercury, Nevada, the Department of Energy test site where we did all of our above ground nuke tests before we moved them out into the Pacific Ocean. We did a lot of underground ones. They're awesome. But if you look at it on satellite imagery, it looks like the surface of the moon. I don't know how many hundreds. I want to say it's like 600 above ground nuclear blasts there. It's crazy. It's pockmarked so bad. That's also where 5th Special Forces Group, me and Steve, used to go do their desert training. And they still do desert training there. Why? Because it's not all crazy radioactive like people think. There's a lot of areas you can't go to. I got that. But we would be up there doing desert training. I'm up on the mountain looking down, and we're getting ready to call in F-111s to drop concrete bombs on this target we're lasing with a soft lamb. And give you an idea how long ago that was. It was F-111s are no longer even in service. I want to say that was 94, 95 time frame. Wow, a long time ago. There's a glint of light behind us, and what it was the Area 51 security teams. We had set off motion sensors, and we were up there on a mountain looking south into the bombing zone, and they were watching us. They had driven up. So anyways, we went up and confronted them, same time they confronted us, and I got to see Area 51. It's no big deal, guys. It's an air base. But the reason why they want you to still worry about Area 51 is if you zoom way out, go, I want to say it's like 40, 50 miles due east, there you'll see, because Area 51 is this runway. But if you go due east about 40, 50 miles, there's a longer runway, and that's because they made a new facility, more modernized. And Area 51, it's all antiques. It's just a guarded spot now. But all the good stuff happens further east now. We're not allowed to say that on the internet, so please don't say that out loud. There's no way I would ever say that in front of people that I wasn't out drinking with, because you're not allowed to talk about stuff like that. So anyways, all the nutbags that want to see aliens, tell them yes, they're at Area 51, and they all need to go to Area 51. Me, I'm just waiting for the zombies, Antifa and everybody else. I'm just waiting for the zombie apocalypse. Antifa, BLM, all that shit. That is some good coffee right there. That is some really, really good coffee. All right, we got more questions coming in. All right. A blow hit. Lord have mercy. All right, I'll pass that on when he comes back. All right. Funny stuff. Kraken Tactical EDC threw down 10 Australian quid. Carl, just fire the AK like an Ethiopian SF taught you how to. Ha ha ha. There you go. I could do it one round at a time. That's actually a good story. I don't have time tonight, though. Guys, I've got some great stories. A bunch of them are from Ethiopia. And if you want all my old stories, guys, you go to our Patreon, patreon.com/Tactical Rifleman. And I want to say it's $2 a month. You get a quick shooting tip video. $5 a month. We do story time with Carl and the quick shooting tip and everything. But I've had a Patreon for 5 years now. So there's over 60 stories there, videos that you guys can watch. Pretty awesome. Kraken Tactical threw one down here, 10 Australian quid. But Steve just came in, guys. I'm going to let Steve put his mic back on because if I don't remind him, he won't do it. Susan wanted me to remind you to take your mic off before you blow your nose. Just say
Aussie,
yes.
Aussie.
Yep. All right, guys. I haven't seen Steve since Christmas. It's been a while. Kraken Tactical box did not come in before Christmas. And but again, this is handcrafted in Australia. KrakenKnifeWorks@gmail.com. I have not opened it yet. I've been told to give that to you, Steve.
I got to take my mic off so I can get some tissue.
Just wipe it on the mic. That's.
Thank you, Mr. Kraken.
His name's John.
Mr. John Kraken.
John Kraken. John.
I've been waiting for this.
For 9 months.
So, if you guys don't remember, I was doing the show. Carl was going somewhere out of town or something like that. And Randy was on the show with me, and we were so happy Carl was gone. It's like, he's not here. Let's play with his shit. So, we started following everything, and he had a knife.
There's you see that one up there, guys?
Okay.
It's right there. That is my pig sticker. I hope that's
So, I'm just thinking, I'm probably getting ahead of myself.
Yeah, you're probably getting ahead of yourself.
I picked up Carl's pig sticker, and knives and firearms, they either fit you or they don't.
Yeah.
Okay? You can have the best blade in the world, the best steel, the best angle of everything, and you pick it up and it's like, oh man, this doesn't feel right.
Don't fit your hand.
And you won't go back to that one. And I picked that up. Randy and I were playing with Carl's stuff, and I picked it up and I went, oh my God, this is the one. This is the one. And the only other knife that I've ever picked up, and I said that, was a long, long time ago. We were deployed, I don't know whether it was Somalia or Desert Storm or something like that, and I didn't have a knife on my kit. And I went to U.S. Cavalry, which is right across Gate 4 from Fort Campbell, and I was walking around looking at knives. I wasn't really there for a knife. And they had a knife, and it didn't make any sense because it was a big double blade knife. And which didn't fall into any category of what I was looking for. But I just happened to ask the lady.
Caught your eye. Yeah.
And I said, can I see that one? Just look at it. And she handed it to me, and I picked it up, and I was like, oh my God, this is an awesome knife. And it was the guy who
steel?
the guy who made it. Man, I always forget this guy's name. But it was called the Battle Baton, I think.
Battle Baton.
And it's part of the War of the World knife series. John Crane or something like that. But
War of the World knife series.
Yeah. And it wasn't until I picked up the Kraken knife here that I felt the same thing. It fits. And now I did get a nice knife from Philip. Thank you again. Carl and I got a knife made by Kim Breed, and it had a good feel to it. And I told Kim I like the knife to come off past that part of my hand. It's like leverage. So that being said, let's open the box.
It's magnetic. Don't freak out. Don't freak out, Steve. Don't freak out. Ooh.
Oh,
Try it again. Try it again. Yeah, do it for the camera. All right, I'm gonna hold it, and you open it up.
Okay, wait a minute.
All right. I'll pop the magnet for you, Steve, on the front.
Okay, ready?
Okay.
Yo!
All right, so there's 2 in there. He's already tore the box a little bit, but you're gonna have to unwrap them, I think.
Let me get some tissue.
All right, well, Steve is unwrapping the first one. Wildflower. Threw down, might as well ask Carl and Steve how they like their spam. LOL. Like their spam. I don't get that one. I don't recognize the reference, their Wildflower. Peter from Hong Kong threw down 10 Hong Kong shekels. It's Pete, comma. What both y'all thoughts on the URG1 on M4A1? What is a URG1?
The upper receiver group that those guys
upper
have
receiver
now?
group on the M4A1. I'm assuming that's the Noveske one. No?
Well, there was Noveske, and there was a place down in Georgia.
Georgia.
Marty Daniels, Daniel Defense.
Daniel Defense.
Yeah.
Pete, I don't have any experience with it. All right. Paul American at Tactile Rifleman with AI starting to gain speed in development when it comes online. Do you think we will have proxy wars in the digital sense? Ukraine versus Russia, Taiwan versus China, etc. One, we're already having proxy wars. You guys remember the Cold War, right? We're in a Cold War with China right now, by the way. All right. But when I say that, you guys don't freak out because we won the last Cold War against Russia back in the 80s. No, I'm serious. You guys don't freak out about it because we won that. But the part a lot of people forget, because a lot of you don't remember, you weren't old enough. We barely won that Cold War. And the only reason why we won, because up to that point, we were fighting in Korea, the Russians were keeping that war going without putting their soldiers there. When we were fighting in Vietnam, Russia was doing the same thing, keeping that fighting going without having their soldiers there. The only reason we won is because Reagan outspent them. That's it. That's the only reason why we won the Cold War against Russia. The Cold War against China and Russia, their ally, we can't outspend them, because where before Russia had to steal our technology, right now our damn politicians and corporate America are giving the Chinese all of our technology. They're giving it to them to build our iPhones, to build all of our drones, to build all of our pharmaceuticals, to build all of the parts for our automobiles. And I'm not joking, guys. We are so losing this Cold War with China/Russia. So now, instead of Russia sending advisors and financial aid to North Vietnam, because that's where America's fighting, we and NATO are sending money and advisors to Ukraine to tie Russia up in that little proxy war, that little brush fire war that's been going for over a year. And will keep going for a while. All right, it will eventually, Russia will pull back. They will not gain anything. I'm hoping they actually lose some stuff. But their military will be completely broken. They have used up so much of their supplies. Now, on that note, though, we just did 20 years global war on terror, but remember, we were fighting cavemen. We were fighting cavemen. For the last 15 years, we weren't dropping very much Air Force ordnance at all. We weren't using very much naval ordnance at all. A lot of small arms and everything, but we weren't burning up a lot. Here lately, though, we have been sending everything over to Ukraine. Everything is going that way. Paladins, self-propelled 155 artillery pieces. There are U.S. military Army units that don't have any Paladins in their parking lot because they were all given to Ukraine. Now, we're supposed to be getting brand new ones for our guys. Okay, I got that. But they haven't gotten them yet because it takes time to build these things, right? So we are in a Cold War with China. Now, coming a digital age, AI, the U.S. has got Air Force and Army and Navy. All right, we used to have Army and Navy, and the Air Force was the Army Air Corps. And you guys understand that the Marines are part of the Navy. You guys all grasp that. We have since added the Space Force. I got that. And I know you guys laugh at the Space Force. It gives somebody for the Coast Guard to pick on. All right, I got that. But the Chinese, they have an Air Force, they have an Army, they have a Navy, and they have a whole separate branch of the military called cyber warfare. That's how serious they take this computer thing. And we are playing catch up, and we are playing catch up very, very slowly. So you can call it you can call it the Space Force all you want, because satellites and all that stuff, it's important. It is important. But please don't bash. It was Trump that did it, but you understand it needed to have been done. Please don't bash the U.S. government for starting another branch of our military. We needed it. We definitely needed it. Could we do away with Department of Homeland Security? To me, it's just another level of generals. That's what you call command headquarters like that. To me personally, alcohol is no longer illegal, firearms are no longer illegal, and tobacco is no longer illegal. We should do away with the ATF. Now, I know they're the BATFE for explosives, and that's the only real thing that the ATF does for me that I think is worth anything at all. Whenever there's a terrorist attack and the FBI is investigating, the ATF has the best forensics for studying bomb blasts and stuff like that. Okay. That we still don't need the ATF. All that forensics department should be rolled into the FBI, and then the rest of their budget should be given to the FBI and Border Patrol, the DEA. Get rid of the fentanyl problem. But you understand, I'm not in charge, guys. Neither are you. The best thing you can do is vote. Vote. All right. And here's the deal. The world's not going to get any better. Rome did not last forever. It didn't. The Roman Empire came crashing down. So will the American Empire, but it won't be from some other country attacking us. It's not going to be. The Chinese do not have a deep water navy. They cannot put boots on the ground. And the people that say, well, they could parachute in. Yeah, I've seen the movie. I've seen it, okay? But understand, parachuting in, that's tactics. Logistics is what wins wars, not tactics. And they don't have, you have to have a naval supply line, and they don't have it. They don't. So those of you that are worrying about China in the next few years, please don't. If China waits 10 years, they will financially and from a technological standpoint have become even with us. And if they wait 5 more years, they're going to be above us. So why would they attack us now when they're constantly catching up to us? Why would they not wait? Right? So anyways, that's don't worry right now, guys. Don't worry about this stuff. Please don't worry about it. Are there idiots in the world? Yeah, there are always unknowns. Kim Jong, cream of some young guy in North Korea. All right, he could do stupid shit. Putin, worried about getting overthrown or saving face, he might do something stupid. Trump might do something stupid. Biden, might wake up and just hit that red button. I don't know, guys. I don't know. But again, me personally, if you sit back and look at history, there's the great American Empire is going to be just like the great Roman Empire, and we're going to fall from within. And that's sad. But when you've got your college kids out there and the current generation of young people, their rate of being patriotic, being proud to be an American, you understand, this is the greatest country on the planet. The entire world knows it. The entire world knows it. A lot of them don't like us, but they'll tell you we are the greatest country on the planet. And then you've got all this younger generation that are not proud to be Americans. It completely dumbfounds me. I don't grasp it at all. You should be proud to be an American. If you're not, get the fuck out. But they're scared. They're scared. They want their free shit. Why is this important? It's important because you are responsible for taking care of your family. All right. Me and Rambling Man, we're not going to be here in 10, 15 years. We're not. But hopefully, and the reason why I do this, why am I doing this? You think I don't have something better to do on a Monday night? We are doing this because I have a son and a daughter and a baby Ada, And I want to see them prosper and be able to enjoy the same great America that I grew up in. And it's just sad that our whole planet is being flushed down the toilet so that certain people can get richer. And it's sad. It is what it is. All right, so guys, Steve still hasn't started unwrapping his stuff yet. So we're going to jump back in here. All right. All right. Next one, Mr. Merck threw down $10 minus shipping and handling. Good to see you back, Steve, and hello, Carl. Y'all be out for SHOT. Yes, I'm actually on my way to SHOT first thing in the morning. If not, I'll be back in Tennessee in the middle of February and hopefully get to see y'all. Lots off good folks here in Vegas for SHOT. I'll be at SHOT Wednesday and Thursday. I'll be at SHOT tomorrow afternoon, but I'm not planning on meeting with anybody. I'm going to go hit a few spots at SHOT tomorrow, and then I'm going to be taking my wife out to dinner. I already have too many meetings for Wednesday. Wednesday night, dinner meeting, dinner date with me, my wife, and another couple, my best friend Casey and his wife Jeriel. And then Thursday, I've got a bunch of meetings, lunches both days, meeting. So I will be out there. Give me a yell if you see me walking down the hallway. For all you guys, if any of y'all are at SHOT, please don't be a stranger. Say hi to me, but understand sometimes I can stop and chat, but other times I might be late for a meeting because there's a lot of people out there that will not wait for me. All right. I already did that one. I'm falling behind again. Nope. Vince, Steve, have you ever seen the original movie, The Highlander? There can be only one. I will ask Steve when he comes back in. Everyone has seen Highlander. Good movie, good movie. But you understand, like I was watching World War Z earlier. You understand zombies aren't real, all right? But there's hope. There's hope. If Antifa keeps going down a little bit more, hopefully they will be branded as zombies and will be put right between deer and turkey season. I gotta stay hydrated, guys. I'm still battling this cold. Is that what we're calling? That what we're calling it? All right. Next question right here. John Brady, Carl, do you think we have a invading army already across our southern border to the U.S.? Here's the deal. No. Don't, hear me out, guys. Hear me out. All right. We all understand Biden to get his votes. All right. He's got to have his open border. All right, because there are people in the U.S. that want their cheap labor, and I understand. I think that is one of the saddest parts about America. One of the only things I'm actually embarrassed about is that the U.S. has got a subclass of human beings here. Now, I want to embarrass all you guys, right? Because, and I don't care if you're white, black, purple, whatever. And I don't care if you're on welfare. If you're on welfare, you're still getting so much money from the government. You're getting free housing. You get your Obama phone. You get everything, right? You get your WIC debit card that you're allowed to buy drugs with. I got it. I got it. But you understand, even the people on welfare have got, they're not working. Who is cleaning our hotels? Who's picking up trash on the side of the highways? Who's picking the cotton and the tobacco and everything. It used to be here in town, because that's a cash crop here, tobacco. It used to be that if you wanted to make extra money, I knew Green Berets that to make extra money, beer money, they would go pick tobacco. Nobody does it anymore. The people in the projects on collective welfare, unemployment, they won't go do that. Oh shit, no. I'm not picking your tobacco. That gives you a headache. It's hard work. It's hot out there. I'm not doing that. I can stay home and get paid to stay home. Why would I go do that? So who's picking it? We have to bring migrant workers from Central South America. All right, so this has always been here. It's always been here. The Democrats, they are bringing in voters, all right? There are people, like it or not, they pay all these politicians under the table. They like their drug trade. There's a lot of money being passed. The border needs to be closed and secured. It does. It needs to be closed and secured. It does. 100%. Trump's wall needed to have been built. I want to say it was like $400 million. It was nothing. But it was Republicans. Remember, at the time when Trump first got elected, he had the House and the Senate. He had them both. Both. And he had the president's seat. There's no reason he couldn't have got his wall. There's no reason at all. He didn't get it because enough of the Republican rhinos did not want him to get it. Like it or not, it's a politician. I don't care what party you're with. I hate, as soon as you tell me you're a politician, I lose all respect for you. That's just the truth, all right? I might like you. I might get along with you. I'll drink beer with you. I'll talk to you. We'll hold conversation, but I won't have any respect for you. As soon as you tell me you're a politician, I have zero respect for you. Scum of the earth. Scum. Freaking scum. All right? That's just how it is. That's why we don't talk politics here. All right? But bringing all these people in, all right? Welcome back, Steve. We're talking. They're asking if we're being invaded.
I hear you talking to forbidden talk.
Yeah. So, is there an invasion coming across? That we need to let people come in. We need to let people come in, but we need to be screening them. What the Biden administration is doing is criminally wrong. All these people need to be screened because you have jihadists coming in, you have drugs coming in, you have all this, but it needs to be done legally. I'm all about immigration, and here's the deal, guys. There's a great book out there, and I know a lot of you don't know how to read anymore. I got that. So if you do audiobooks, download it on Audible, and you need to listen to it on a long road trip. It's called The End of the World is Just the Beginning. And he's basically a mathematician that just does statistics, but he briefs at Langley and everything a couple times a year. And I don't agree with everything that the guy says, but numbers don't lie. And the reality is that the world as we know it, free trade, all this other stuff, right? It's all been going up, right? The whole planet's got free internet and everything. And it's been great, but we're past the height and it's going to start coming back down. It is. And here's why. A lot of it has to do with populations and national resources, natural resources. But one of those resources is young working age people. And whites and blacks are not having babies enough in the U.S. to keep our work, right? Me and Steve, we're retired. We're retired. Your daughter got any kids yet?
No, she doesn't.
My kids don't have any kids yet either, all right? So letting the people come in, all right, I want them to do it legally, but I still want them to come here. And here's why. China's getting ready to crash because all this shit where they've been like, you're only allowed one baby and, you know, the dads want a son. So they've been keeping the sons and killing off all the girls. That's fine, but you notice they don't do that anymore. You're allowed to have as many as you want now because they've reached a point where all they have are males, only a few females, and they're not making enough babies. They're not. We are going to run out of working age people on this planet. That's messed up. The only continent that's not gonna is the continent of Africa, but they do not have the natural resources that North America does. The North American Free Trade Agreement, NAFTA, right, as much as you hate it, if you take Mexico, Canada, the US, and you bring Great Britain in, we're the only hope. We're the only ones that are going to make it. We're the only ones. And that's 20 years down the road, but it's going to start next 5 or 10 years. It's going to be fun to watch. It is. I'm going to be here for the beginning of it. I am. I'm going to be here for the beginning of it. So my whole point for dragging this out for 10 minutes was I want legal immigration. I want them to come pouring in legally. I don't want you to give them citizenship, all right, until they earn it, right, until they take the same test that everybody at Ellis Island had to do, all right. Let them come in, work visas, and do migrant worker programs. I'm all about it, all right. But then they have to take the tests and legally become citizens. But this bullshit that we're just letting them walk. Hey, here, take your cell phone and run. Just go that way. Or you can get on the bus and go to New York City. Or you can get on that bus and go to Chicago. That's total bullshit, guys.
But one of the things we have to work on is the ones that come in as immigrants and they go through the process. We need to fix the process.
Yeah, 100%.
There was an interview, I think it was on Fox News a couple of weeks ago, and it was during one of the pro-Hamas demonstrations. And the guy that they were talking to on the street, he had gone through the process, and I want to say he was from one of the Middle East countries, and he said, no, this is wrong. We shouldn't have all these people coming over. He said, I went through the process. But he also said it took him 16 years. Now, there's no way that somebody can be in this country and work and raise their family and go through the process of getting their citizenship, and it takes 16 years.
Definitely not.
That's one of the problems with our immigration process. 16 years?
The Gustache 2531, man. Can you imagine how many kids came out of his mama that she had to number them and shit? All right, he's got he threw down $10 American, by the way, which Peter, that's $10 American. That's like a pile of Hong Kong.
Hong Kong.
All right, sir. I just built a 300 blackout, but my store-bought AK-47 seems more accurate within 150 yards. What is the difference between the rounds and their capability? Ooh, I don't know what barrel you put in your 300 blackout, but I also don't know what barrel is in your AK. Can AKs be accurate? They're not designed from birth to be accurate, but you can make an AK accurate if you put an accurate barrel on it and use accurate ammo. You can. But if you take a regular AK and you put tuna can 7.62 by 39 through it, understand it's a 3.4 MOA gun, which is okay. That's okay. Now, 300 blackout, it's the same thing. If you're shooting 220 grain Sierra Match King subsonics that you loaded yourself and you didn't pay attention loading them, you're just cranking them out, understand, at 150 meters, they're not going to be very accurate. They're not. But if you are buying good Hornady red tip 300 blackout, or AAC makes these black tip 300 blackout, guys, they're very, very accurate. They're very hard hitting on hogs and deer and everything else. So Gustache, you've heard me and Steve talk about it before. Not all guns like all ammo. So whatever ammo you're running in your 300 blackout, go bite the bullet and save up some money and go buy like a box of 20, 3 or 4 different brands, different weights, and then go out and bench shoot and shoot shot groups at 100 meters. Don't do it at 25. Don't do it at 50, because changes in muzzle velocities, right? If you've got very inconsistent muzzle velocities, at 100 meters, you'll see them stringing up and down. All right. That's why sniper rifles, we do our grouping drills at like 500 because you can really see if they're stringing up and down at 500. All right. If they're just going wide, that's either concentricity of the bullet or it's a barrel that don't like that particular projectile. At 500, it hasn't slowed down enough to go transonic. But if it's stringing up and down but a narrow group, that's gunpowder. That's that loading process in that gun. You're getting inconsistent chamber pressures. That's adult sniper rifles at 500. 300 blackout, do it at 100 meters and shoot paper, not steel. And your paper shot groups, you're going to see one bullet's going to shoot this. The next bullet's going to shoot this. And then you'll have one that's going to shoot that. But then you might have another one that shoots this little itty bitty group. Decide why that one is better than the rest. And
did he say what ammo he was shooting his 300 blackout?
No, he did not.
Supersonic,
or his AK.
Supersonic or subsonic in
He
the
did
300
not.
blackout?
He did not list. He did not
Okay, if
list.
you're shooting it was that Gustash? Was that the Gustash?
Gustash, yeah.
If you're shooting subsonic, and you said you built the gun yourself, it's so many variables that we would need to know. But I'm interested in knowing if your bad groups are subsonic, and what barrel did you put on your build? Because if you're shooting subsonic and you're running a barrel with a slow twist, 1 in 10, 1 in 9,
Yeah,
you're not going to get accuracy.
stable enough.
No, you need a fast twist.
1 at 8 or tighter. You guys, if you saw my video a few months back, the 8.6 blackout, 8.6. It had a 1 in 2 twist. Every 2 inches was 360 degree rifling. That's crazy tight, right? That's stupid tight. And the guy from Gorilla Ammo, he said, Carl, that's nothing. For subsonics, I have a barrel that is a 1 in 1 twist. Wow. And I'm like, that's insane, because you understand that it's going so tight. You're basically running a cheese grater down the side of it. And he's like, yes, if you're shooting supersonics, it destroys the bullet. Yeah. So 1 in 2, and we shot it. I still got it. He was supposed to send me a label so I could ship him back the gun. But I got to remind him at SHOT Show when I see him at SHOT Show. I like the gun, but I can't afford it. I can't afford the gun, so I'll send it back to him. Steve, they're still waiting on you to unwrap your presents here. Yeah, sorry guys. Oh, come on, Steve. That thing's got snot all over it.
I'm trying to get the tears out because it's such an honor. So,
all right.
Without further ado, we're going
he's
to
gonna wrap. Well, he's doing that. Coach Merck here. Stephen Carl, what would you recommend for cleaning suppressor baffles? Thanks in advance.
Coach.
Sonic cleaner. Take the whole suppressor, drop it in a Hornady sonic cleaner, and let that puppy run. Serious. I'll pour the solvent out of it, rinse it out with soapy water, let it air dry real good, and you'll be good to go. But a lot of guys forget a suppressor is all a suppressor is, guys, is a muffler for your exhaust system. That's all it is. The projectile goes through, and then all the exhaust, that explosion behind it, is where all the noise is. Yes, the bullet cracks the sound barrier, and you get the noise of it breaking that sonic boom. But the noise is not from the bullet itself. It's that explosion behind the bullet. But you've got to clean that exhaust system. If you don't, you'll have a buildup of carbon, and you lose efficiency. That said, I have gone thousands and thousands and thousands of rounds without cleaning suppressors. We had one on a 240 machine gun, and we thought about it, and they're like, how many rounds have been put through it? And we're like, You know, that's an excellent question. We're like, let's see all of it. I mean, like, all of it. It was like 30, 40,000 rounds. It still completely functions, worked great. And they ended up taking it and soaking the shit out of it in the big solvent tank. And they were like, holy smoke, look at this thing. And they got a ton of carbon out of that thing. Go figure who saw that coming. But honestly, I don't get hung up on cleaning suppressors. More important to me, the area where it actually mates to the gun, that needs to be cleaned. And likewise, that flash hider or that muzzle brake where it connects to the gun, or the threads, if it's a thread-on one, you need to clean those threads more often. All right, Steve, you need a knife?
I have a knife, but I don't want to use
Just to
another
cut the
knife.
plastic. That is a ceramic one for you. Ain't that sexy? It's actually titanium. That's a
Hey,
sharp son
Coach,
of a gun.
you probably didn't see this segment of the show because it's been maybe a year that we did it, but we did a review on the Hornady. They make a sonic cleaner that's big enough to put a complete AR upper.
Whole AR upper.
I'll take a look at that also.
Steve has one. I have the regular, it's called the Lock and Load Sonic Cleaner. It's big enough for all my gun parts, but I can't put a full upper in it. So I'll admit it, where they say thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's Sonic Cleaner. I like Steve's Sonic Cleaner that you can put a whole upper in. Remember guys, optics and illuminated sights do not go in the Sonic Cleaner. Sweet, dude. All right, you gotta show it to him. Come on, let me.
Have a knife, man.
Does it fit your hand?
Yes, it does.
All right, this is a punch knife, guys. Yeah, ooh, yeah, look at that thing.
Look at that puppy. Oh, that's nice.
That is nice, ain't it?
That's a man's knife.
Let me see, because I want to see if it's different than mine, because mine didn't fit my hand real well. I almost wanted to ask Kraken to, see, you were holding it like that. Man, damn, if yours don't fit better than mine, Steve, that's bullshit.
Of course mine fits better than yours. I'm universal. I'm amphibious.
Here you go, Steve. That's awesome.
That is nice. That is so nice.
Steve's flashlight, for those of you asking, he is rocking a Stiletto Pro. It's the aluminum bodied one by Surefire. It has got the Instant Max button, but then it's also got Ghost, and you can change your brightness on the end here. You can reprogram the buttons. It's rechargeable. It's totally badass light. I like the belt clip because you can clip it on your hat too. Yeah, it's bright son of a gun, guys. Easy, Steve. Easy. That's why you got to wear sunglasses. Don't point that shit in your eyeball. They want to see your pig sticker, dude. Pig sticker. No, not that one. That's your Antifa sticker.
It's more like a pro-Hamas sticker.
Guys, in case you hadn't noticed, I don't have a lot of respect for Antifa at all. I mean, honestly, how do you fight Antifa? All right, you know what kind of gun do you? One, you don't use a gun. You don't. Here's what you do. You use this right here. All right. If you're right-handed, use your left hand. All right, because you don't want to hit him too hard. But when he starts running his mouth, you just what's the medical term for it? You just bitch slap him. Just bitch slap him, because that's all Antifa are, guys. You understand? They get arrested, but then the Democrats immediately bail them out of prison until they don't need them, and then they leave them in jail, all right, until Nancy Pelosi needs them again. And then she bails them back out, pays them a little more money, and all of a sudden Antifa shows back up again. Antifa, a bunch of punks, guys, just like Nancy Pelosi's husband, all right? All right, we had another one come in here. All right, hey, Steve, it's Coach's son. Will you be in Vegas? Call, enjoy your time here. You're not going to SHOT, are you?
No.
Steve's not going to SHOT this year, guys.
No, I'm not going to SHOT this year. This will be my 4th year of mission SHOT.
Man.
Before then, I've been there like 18 years straight.
18 years straight.
Yeah, but after the pandemic and probably a couple of years before the pandemic hit at the SHOT Show, I got the SHOT Show flu. And if you ever had the SHOT Show flu, it's tough. And it was actually called the Asian flu. Kind of like when President Trump called
The Wuhan.
the Wuhan COVID China, the China COVID.
Yeah.
COVID China, whatever it was. But I guess if you my work required me to go there every year, and
You got burnt out, didn't you, Steve?
I think I did. Because I tell you, it's a hard 4 days. It is a hard 4 days.
That's why I'm only going for 2 days this year, guys. One, I don't like being around all those human beings. And two,
oh wow.
what?
Oh wow.
Don't show me, Steve.
Oh my.
I saw pictures of, oh, look at that. Ain't that badass? Wow.
For those of you who don't know what that is the Special
Fifth
Forces
Special
Flash
Forces
and Crest.
Group Crest.
The Flash is the 5th Special Forces Group Vietnam era Flash that they took away, politicians,
Yep.
when I was in my 2nd year. And I got my ass chewed out one day in formation because I was still wearing my Vietnam Flash on my beret. And they said, go get the new Flash now. They said, it's not an option. Go get a new one right now. So I fought it for 5 days, and I got the company sergeant major beat down. But now they went back.
They went back to the
about
5th
4
Group
years
Flash,
ago,
yeah.
4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah.
I went to the ceremony out on the Gabriel Field.
Yep.
It was awesome. And when they ordered all the guys to don their beret with a new Flash, that was so cool, you know. But
Come on, man. Bring it out, Steve. Bring it out. Nice. All right, I'm taking all your plastic away from you because you won't throw that away. I know you. Wow. What about the backside? What's the backside, John? Same thing?
Same thing.
Sweet. Damn, that came out good. That came out real good. All right, here it goes. First time Steve's seeing the blade.
Oh yeah, see, that's what I'm talking about.
Does it fit your hand, Steve?
Yeah.
I'll pull that puppy out, man. Oh, snap. Look at that thing. Damn! Oh, and it's got the 5th Group on. What?
No, it's got the
It's
crest.
got the SF crest on one side, and the other side has got Tactical Rifleman. That is awesome.
Oh my
That
gosh,
is cool.
that is way
Very,
cool.
very cool.
That is way cool, man. That's
Look
Lord
at that
have mercy.
thing.
Bring on the 2024 craziness.
Let me see. Damn, dude. Kraken, I gotta say, dude, that. All right, here's why, and a lot of guys will bash Kraken. All right, I'm gonna take.
Really?
I'm gonna take down
Seriously?
my mask here. I'm gonna take down mine. All right. All right. Here's mine. This is the one Steve fell in love with. All right. All right. But I want you to look at my handle. All right. And now I want you to look at this handle that Kraken did. His handles have improved so much. It really has. And that's why I love Kraken. And my big reason for supporting him, one, he's one of my patrons, but he's good people. And he got hurt on the job and basically couldn't work anymore. And instead of just sitting there and being, collecting disability for the rest of his life, he decided, I'm passionate about making knives. I'm going to become a knife maker. And some of his first knives that he sent me were not as good as this knife. They weren't. I gave him constructive criticism. He sent me the next one and then the next one. And Kraken, I love my pig sticker. I do love my pig sticker. But guys, this new pig sticker, Kraken, your knives get better every time. Steve, that is a nice knife, brother. That is a really nice knife. That is awesome. That truly is awesome. So
Thank you,
Kraken, Congratulations. You're getting better and better, dude.
Thank you, John.
Better and better. I got to hang this one up.
Randy, if you're watching, keep your paws away from my Kraken. Or I will release the Kraken.
Funny stuff. Funny stuff. All right, guys.
Aussie.
You're interested in getting your own Kraken knife, you can go to krakenknifeworks@gmail.com. And you can find him on Instagram, but understand he does this stuff at home. He doesn't have a big website or nothing. So krakenknifeworks@gmail.com. That came out awesome. Kraken, you did good, brother. You did good. That is a sharp looking knife right there. All right, guys. Real quick, while Steve's playing with his stuff there, when we do our videos, you guys are going to see that for the next few weeks, I always have this same commercial that's going to play. I know you guys have seen the commercial, right? It's me with some guy in a spacesuit. What it is it's this app that's called Rifleman. And basically, why would I care about this, right? Well, because they're paying you. No, here's the deal is my nephew, Jamie, you know Jamie, yeah. Right? His brother, Josh, cancer doctor, he's tired of all these websites like Instagram and Facebook and everybody not letting you say what you want to say. So he's like, we need a place where you can get the truth, or at least real news, not just stuff that that mainstream media wants to shove down your throat. So he created this app called Rifleman, and if you don't want to do social media, you don't have to do it. Please don't think you have to do it at all. But I have downloaded this app on my phone, and you guys know I'm not big on it. It's that app right there. I don't know if you guys can see that, but Rifleman, and you click on it, and it basically lets you just news that we post. If you see a cool story you want, you post it yourself. Post it yourself. And I thought it was kind of cool. So anyways, if you go on there, you're going to see posts by Carl. That's me. And there's a guy, Maverick, that posts all the time. But anyways, you'll see, like my phone just dinged again. I just got another Rifleman. But you can also do what's called Citizen Reporter. Let me see right here. Citizen Reporter, if you look down at the bottom, Citizen Reporter. And that's, you don't have to take somebody else's story. Like, let's say you were at the, I don't know, when the tornado hit Clarksville, where Steve lived. He could have walked outside and taken a picture of the funnel cloud and then immediately posted it right there. Kind of neat. So anyways, guys, I'm not forcing it down your throat, but I just want you to know why you're going to see that commercial on a bunch of my videos. I'm not by any means selling my soul to social media at all. As a matter of fact, I've never been on, I don't even have Facebook on my phone. If you see Tactical Rifleman Facebook posts, that's the film crew. I post on Instagram every once in a while, but honestly, I can't stand Instagram either. The film crew wanted me to post every so often. Call, just post a picture of a gun. We use it to advertise classes and things like that. My goal, though, is to grow Rifleman with you guys. If I post something, I'm actually posting it to you guys and not on Instagram where 99.999% of the viewers don't give a shit about us. You know, I'd rather have a platform where I can hang out with you guys. So anyways, it's kind of neat. We did 3.9 million views this month. 3.9 million views in the last 28 days. That's not too shabby, guys. That's a good looking knife, ain't it, Steve? Steve still, he's getting moist over here, he really is. You happy, camper?
I'm a happy camper.
You gonna put that on your gun belt?
I am gonna put this somewhere where it's immediate access, whether I have on a gun belt or anything.
There you go. Man. It bugs me that his fits my hand better than mine does. That's
Don't let it bug you, brother. Let it go. Just let it
no,
go.
I'm letting it go,
Just
Steve.
let it
I'm
go,
letting
man.
it go. You guys want to see something cool? Steve-O here. If you guys saw my post on Instagram, hey, come hang out with us on Monday tonight. I put up a little video clip of Steve rocking a 30 millimeter chain gun. That's off of an Apache, by the way. But it's not on an Apache. He's shooting it on a Flyer vehicle that US SOCOM got. And you guys all saw the video. Well, Steve sent Nick a video of that Flyer, but it's got a RWS on it. It's a remote weapon
RWS
system.
is a remote weapon system.
You guys, you want to see the video, Steve?
Yeah, and
Or
The
you
light-
guys
the
want
light-
to see
the
it?
light-
He's already seen it.
yeah, the light machine gun that's in the RWS on the Flyer vehicle is the new SIG 338
Oh, so that's a
Normal mag.
338 Lapua
Norma
rocking.
mag. 338 Norma.
338 Norma. Wow, dude, that's totally badass. So, guys, you haven't heard, the 338 Norma is it is a heavy sniper rifle round, but they also went for the general purpose machine gun because guys could carry that thing, and that is badass. Now that's a remote control turret, guys. You see the guy in the front seat of the vehicle, he's got the screen. Now that's not the driver's seat. The cool part about the Flyer is that vehicle is 3 seats wide in the front, 3 seats wide, and the driver actually sits in the middle. So the guy sitting right there, you see him with his hands on the controller. He's the gunner. What are all these things up on the hood, Steve? Are those mortar rounds, Carl Gustav rounds? What are those things right there?
I'm not sure.
There's a lot of
It's probably, I don't know.
mortar rounds.
Maybe mortar rounds or
Maybe Carl Gustav.
Carl
Anyways,
Gustav
there's,
rounds.
there's a lot. Anyways, I just figured you guys would get a kick out of that. That's pretty badass, ain't it?
yeah, that's actually being done at the SHOT Show.
Is it?
Yeah, that was
This
done.
year?
Yeah. The day is Monday. That was done Friday.
Oh, okay. So you just got that video.
I got that from well, I can't say who I got it from, but they're out there doing a demonstration. When I used to go to SHOT Show, and Wilcox used to have their industry day
Yeah.
up there at was it Front Site up in Pahrump?
I don't remember exactly where it is.
Yeah,
But I know what you're
think
talking
it's
about.
Front
Yeah.
Site. We would go
Wilcox
up.
guys, they make like the nod mounts. They make all kinds of crazy stuff for the varsity team, and they make cool stuff. Yeah.
Well, we would go to the Wilcox Day because SHOT Show has their industry day. Wilcox started their own industry day, which actually drew more people on the Monday before the first day of the SHOT Show, which is on the Tuesday,
Yeah.
which is tomorrow. And Flyer, we would take our vehicles out there, and we had the Mark 44 minigun system on it. We would actually let the civilians and the vendors shoot 1,000 rounds a piece.
Oh,
with the
shit.
minigun. Yeah.
Oh shit, that's a lot of ammo
because
right
you know
there.
we take it for
Yeah.
granted when we talk about, oh, we've flown in a Little Bird before.
Yeah.
Oh, we've jumped out of a C-17 before.
Yeah.
Oh, we shoot 30 millimeter chain guns off of a vehicle
Yeah.
or a minigun. But all these people around, they've never had that experience.
Yeah.
I mean, you see it in the eyes of the people at the Patreon when the year before last, they got in that Little Bird.
That Little Bird helicopter,
That's
yeah.
an amazing experience.
Yeah.
So for them to get, we would give each their little belt. They had a 1,000 round belt, and they were standing in line behind the truck. And when
That's
I first,
awesome.
when
That is awesome.
Yeah, when I
Yeah.
first wanted to do that, the guys at Fly, they looked at me like, "Have you lost your mind?" They go, "Where are we going to get miniguns?" I said,
Dylan Arrow.
"No,
I got you.
just
I got
told
you.
them,
Mr.
I said,
Dillon.
I said,
I'm Steve Holland.
I said, I'm Steve Holland. They go, well, how many rounds we need? I said,
All of
there's
them?
probably going to be like 50 people there, 60 people maybe, in the amount of time we can do it. So 1,000 rounds apiece, that's 50, 60,000 rounds. They go, where are you going to get that from? How much does it going to cost? I said, I got this.
I got this.
I got this. We had a blast. When we went up and did the 30 millimeter, oh my gosh. Because, I mean, even the guys that have done stuff in the military.
I've never shot a 30 millimeter off of a
They had
vehicle.
never done that.
No.
And because I mean we're shooting TP rounds, you know.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
because the first thing I asked the guy front side, I said, "Hey, we're going to shoot this thing. I'm going to send you a video." The guy goes, "I don't know if our range is clear for that." I said, "Dude, it's just TP rounds.
Yeah.
You know, training
Chalk
practice.
rounds.
Yeah. What is it? Aluminum. The
Yeah,
heavy
yeah,
duty.
yeah.
And even the guys that work the front side, they're like, hey man, you know, can we get? I want to shoot. So I forget. We didn't have that many rounds. I think we had 3,000 rounds.
That's still
but
through
still,
a 30 millimeter. That's crazy.
I think we gave each person of importance 10 rounds. And
joke.
And it's amazing gun because it's single shot, it's 3-round burst, and then it's full automatic. Mm-hmm. And the fire control system is just like the fire control system on an Abrams tank.
Yeah.
You pop it up, put the crosshair on it, you hit range, the laser shoots out, readjust the reticle to that range.
Moves the reticle where it
to
needs to be. Yeah.
the ammo, the barometric pressure, the temperature, and that system would give Special Forces a 3,000 meter capability, and they don't have that now. They don't have that. I mean, you could have Mark 19 or Mark 47, but you don't have an armor kill. You don't have an armor kill. So you look at remember all those videos when we first went to Afghanistan, you show the Apaches at night, and you see all the guys moving through the mountains, and all of a sudden you see that, and it's like splatter everywhere. That's that gun. And the beauty of working within the military acquisition system, and similar to what I did with the Mark 12 SPR and the Mark 44 minigun, I took what was there. And I would have to tell the acquisition people, I'm not trying to do a requirement for a new system, which takes years. I said, I'm taking a system that exists and putting it into a different role. Because the M134 Mark 44 minigun was for helicopters and everything else. Mm-hmm. I said, we're just taking that platform and putting it on a vehicle. They just got it approved 2 weeks ago. Big AC called me and told me.
No shit.
They were in D.C. They said, we just got the Mark 44 minigun system approved as a program of record. You know, the first 6 miniguns that went over to CJSOF AP in Iraq, I even text General Pagan because he was the group commander at the time. I said, sir, guess what? Blah, 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 blah. He's like, Steve, that was in 2004. I said, it's 20 years later. You have these people, politicians, bureaucrats.
Bureaucracy, yeah.
You know, the first thing out of their mouth,
you're
going to shoot too much ammo. But that's a good thing. If it's that many enemy, and we had Wick that one night, talk about the Army of Heaven, and
in the Joff,
him and Jimmy Adams,
2,000 bad guys,
and you can imagine one truck because each team rolls in 4 trucks, so you got a Mark 44 M230, Mark 44 M230. Man, that's Lord of mercy. That brings some scunion. Oh, we got some guys up on the 5th floor, 5 blocks away. Mark it for me. That is absolutely incredible. And these new machine guns, I worked on the General Dynamics 338 lightweight machine gun. And their design was very interesting because it was gas and recoil operated. We shot a demonstration at Fort Benning on Red Cloud Range. First time I shot it, having shot the
Donnie Bowen. Look at these two sexy beasts, but also very dangerous. Donnie, I wish you were here, man. I wish you were here, Donnie.
I talked to Delta Bravo last night.
Did you?
Yeah.
How's Donnie doing?
He's doing good, man. He's doing good. We just chatted it up.
He get his new roof put on the dojo?
Working on it.
They're still working on it?
I one of the things I wanted to ask him about. And if you guys remember Donnie was the combatives instructor for 5th Group for like 5 years. Woo, Lord
still
mercy.
teaches combatives. Donnie was one of the assaulters in A15. Good people, really, really good people. Everybody loves Donnie Bowen. I don't know anybody that doesn't like Donnie Bowen.
Donnie Bowen won the U.S. Army Combatives Championship. I forget, it was 2003, 4, something like that. He won the champion in the lightweight category, kind of like the UFC, lightweight 155 pounds. Donnie walked around at 151. So he didn't have to cut weight. But everybody he fought through the progression to get to Fort Benning to the championship walked around at 170, 175.
Yeah,
they cut weight to get down to 155. And then the next day for the fight, they're back at 175, you know? And tell you a quick story. We had a MMA fight, right? And Donnie was fighting, I was coaching.
Yeah.
So we're all good to go. Got in the back. We got to I forget we were some town in Kentucky, some city in Kentucky, something like that. And UFC like cage fight. So the guy that Donnie had to fight was like, they didn't have like separate locker rooms and stuff like that. I looked at this guy. I said, man, that guy was fighting like 185, 170. And I was like, oh my God, this guy was ripped. He was like 6'1", 6'2", ripped. I said, this guy's, who weighed him at the weigh-in? You know? So we got in there and you know, Donnie, we walked in the cage and introduced him and everything else. And they rang the bell. Both guys started moving around in front of each other. This guy just ran at Donnie like, just grabbed him and picked him up. Bam! I was like, okay then. I said, Donnie. He's like, what? I said, get up on the mat. And he got up and this guy hit him a couple times and grabbed him again, slammed him down. I said, Donnie, this is not a sparring match. You are fighting. This is a fight. And Donnie, he told me later, he said, it's like somebody flipped a switch. And the guy was on top of him, and I think it was a half guard. It's been so long. Side
guard, yeah.
Yeah, and Donnie did, what you call the thing? A handstand flip up, and flipped the guy off of him. And then he rolled back over and popped up to his feet, started moving around. The guy came running. Donnie went, bow. And the guy just went, timber, boom. And Donnie jumped on top of him full mount. He was like, bam, bam, bam. And the referee was like, stop. And all this took about a minute and 50 seconds of the first round. And later on, we got back in the back. The guy and his coaches, they came walking over. And I was like, Donnie, here it comes. I said, the Donnie was in the middle of taking his gloves off, the tape and everything. I said, hey, Donnie, guys, head over here. And he walked up, he goes, hey, brother. Donnie said, hey, man, how you doing? And Donnie stood up. And Donnie's 5'8".
Yeah.
This guy was like 6'2". And the guy looked at him. He said, man, I want to shake your hand. Nobody has ever hit me that hard, ever in my life. Donnie was like, okie dokie, man. But it was crazy. It's like, Donnie, this is not sparring. This is a fight. And he told me, he said, man, it's like a flip the switch. Donnie's a bad man. Red, retired, extremely dangerous. Delta Bravo.
I don't know who the hell. I got guys sending me crazy stuff here. All right.
Send them crazy stuff back.
Ben Richter. I'm sure he's just going to text me that he's not going to be able to make it. Able to bring... in live stream, you frickin' monkey. Tonight, I'll reply tomorrow. Sorry, guys. He has no idea that, man, that's crazy. All right, I got another one here. This one is Big Fezig, Go Donnie. Now, S. Lee, Dear Mr. Holland, best cartridge to reload, the age of the belted magnums at an end.
The best cartridge. Read that again. I'm not. The best cartridge to reload.
Dear Mr. Holland, comma, best cartridge to reload, the age of the belted magnums at an end. Is the age of the belted magnums at an end?
Okay.
Belted magnums. 300 Win Mag,
what's his
stuff
name?
like
Who
that.
is it? Who is it?
Doesn't really matter. S. Lee.
Okay,
Robert E.
Mr. Lee. Nothing in firearms or kinetic energy ever comes to an end. If we were in a battle and you had a knife and I had a Civil War musket, I can still kill you. So it doesn't come to an end. Are there better improvements, better technology, better designs? Yes, there are. But keep in mind, kinetic energy is kinetic energy. I can throw a brick fast enough to kill somebody. Okay? So, now, that being said, when I was running sniper school, 5th group, we became one of the first special forces groups to have 300 Win Mags. And I was able to do that because we had the green light mission. And so the sniper mission
Green light mission
was very, very important based on that mission set. Because when the monkey got home, somebody had to pull security on the monkey until the monkey decided to do what the monkey does.
You bury the monkey
Yeah.
near the Russian Air Force base where the MiGs are going to launch from to go after our B-52s. So when you bury the monkey, to make sure that somebody didn't watch you bury it and then they go dig it up and turn the timer off, you have to pull Overwatch on the monkey. That's what Steve's talking about. Steve's not allowed to say it out loud, guys, because you understand he signed a
whole bunch of stuff.
A whole bunch of non-disclosures, blah, blah, blah. And
So,
it's been declassified, Steve.
but still, you don't read all 15 pages. They just say, sign this.
Yeah.
You sign it. I mean, page 9 might say, in 2024, when you're on the Tactical Rifleman show, you can't say this. So, basically, we had M21 sniper systems, then we transitioned to the M24. And
308.
once or twice a year, we would have a full mission profile run on the monkey teams. So one of the SEAL teams failed their mission because their snipers were at a distance that when they run the whole mission profile, at the end they say, okay, it's in place. Here, a Jeep pulls up, 4 guys get out, and you got to take them out. And the SEALs, I think they remember telling me the shots were like 750 yards or something like that. But what they do, they just
That's a long way for M21.
Yeah, they put the targets up, and then you got to engage the targets. So they were a no-go. And believe me, you don't want to be a no-go on any of this stuff. It's crazy. I mean, it's absolutely crazy. So a month later, we were going into the same profile. We went into lockdown. We were in lockdown for like maybe 15, 16 days doing the mission prep. And I told the whoever it was at the time, they said, hey, you guys got all your resources, got everything you need. I said, no, I need a couple of 300 Win Mag bolt guns. And the guy looked at me and was like, what is that? I said, it's a sniper rifle. He goes, don't you guys have that? I said, if we had it, I wouldn't be asking you. And so I gave him a name up north. Lexington Bluegrass. And about 4 days later, they showed up with 2 boxes. We opened the boxes. There were 2 Macmillan 300 Win Mag bolt guns with I want to say they either had Leupold or the Marine Corps scope on it. And the ammunition was 190 grain Sierra Match King, 3,000 feet per second. And I explained to the commander, because, hey, the SEALs failed their test. I said, I got to have this. So me and my spotter, we would go out to the range, and we worked all the way out to 1,000 every day. Every wind change, temperature change, everything. We had 5 days to build a data book. And when we got in on the mission, we flew in at night. It was in White Sands missile range. And C-141s, we got out at 24,000 feet. And I had never jumped a bolt gun before, free fall. And, because the Macmillan had a 26-inch barrel.
No folding stock.
No folding stock, nothing. So you had this weapon case hanging down. It was a rudder while you're in free fall. So you kind of you're trying to keep from spinning right. So for like the next minute and a half of free fall, I got to hold this position. So we got in. We made it through. All the aggressors looking for us. We emplaced the monkey. Then where we saw we could have cover, just like the SEALs, and it ended up about 750, 800 yards away. And then the next day, they did the whole thing and said, yeah, you did right. Nobody caught you. Now they're going to go up to where there's a suspicious thing going on, and they brought out the 4 targets. And my spotter never did shoot. I told us, hey, man, I'll take 2, you take 2. He said, no, man, shoot straight away. And I just, back then, guys, I was in a zone. It's like 2 shots to the chest, 1 shot to the head with a bolt gun. Ready, shoot, head, go. 800 yards, switch to the next one, switch to the next one, switch to the next one. All 4 of them were dead within, I don't know, 35, 40 seconds.
Nice.
I was in the zone back then. So when you talk about cartridges, does the 300 Win Mag, is it negated because you have the 300 normal? Is it negated because you have the 300 PRC and all this other stuff? No. Kinetic energy is kinetic energy. All those country guys out there running around with 30-30s in their truck, they kill you dead. With that antiquated, inaccurate little lever action rifle. All those guys running around with AK-47s, they kill you dead. Kinetic energy is kinetic energy. So now, when you say the best to reload, you got to tell me whether it's a rifle, whether it's a pistol or pistol carbine. Is it a 308? Is it a 6.5 Creedmoor? Is it a 30-06? Some millimeter Remington Magnum? We had those for sniper rifles too, man. We work with the Secret Service. Man, that thing smokes.
I would say pick one, pick your caliber, and then master that one. Reload it. And it doesn't matter which one it is. If you pick 300 Norma, 338 Lapua, 300 Win Mag, you pick one and then you master it. I don't fear the guy that owns 200 different guns and doesn't know how to use any of them. I fear the guy that owns one and has mastered it. He might have a spare for it, but he sticks with one. So
but now, when it comes to fun reloading, the most fun reloading is straight wall cases. And the reason I say that is when you got bottleneck cases, all modern rifle cartridges, you have to go through the process of lubing the case, everything. And it's just such a messy process. Whereas if you have, let's say I was loading a 4570 with straight wall case, well, they make carbide dies. It's a special kind of smooth metal in the die. You don't have to lube the case. You know, you don't do anything as neck sizing, all that stuff is out. It's because it's a straight case. So you just stick it in, 45 ACP, 45 long coat, 357 Magnum, 4570, I guess the 350 Legend, not a 400 Legend. Any straight wall case with carbide die, boom, you're done. If you were loading, like say you want to load 500 rounds of 5.56, you're going to be a case lubing mofo. I'll tell you right now, that's a lot. So when it comes to fun, I just slap 45.7 cases in there and just stroke them. Easy, all day.
Random American asks, he threw down $7.
Random American, what's up, my brother?
Yeah. Have you attempted to freeze dry coffee? Number one, you can buy freeze-dried coffee. But you can take, you understand, you can make your favorite frappuccino, cappuccino, Turkish coffee, make any kind of coffee at all. And what he's talking about freeze-drying, guys, is I have a Harvest Right freeze dryer in my workshop. And if you're in the long-term food storage, I know you can buy the number 10 cans and all this other stuff of freeze-dried foods. And don't get me wrong, I do buy certain freeze-dried foods that I can't make myself. For example, I just got a case in from Nutrient Survival, and it's got some number 10 cans. They've got new freeze-dried tomatoes and freeze-dried potatoes, awesome. Also, but like eggs, they got vitamin eggs, they got vitamin butter, all this powdered freeze-dried stuff that I don't do chickens here. So that's the kind of stuff I buy. All right, but we have a freeze dry. It's called Harvest Right is the name of the company that makes it. And I won't say it's a lot of work because it's not. It's really easy to do. Me and my wife just did another, I want to say we did like, well, freeze dried, it was really light, but we did like 5 big packages of fajita chicken. And the one we have a large that will do 5 trays. I have an extra large that does 7 trays. But you can do, you're taking all the liquid out of it. And so if you're starting with a liquid, for example, coffee, you've got to balance your trays perfect, fill it up with the liquid. For example, raw eggs. If you scramble up raw eggs, you fill the trays up and you put them in there. Now you can do pre-cooked eggs, pre-cooked scrambled eggs, put them in there and freeze dry them. It's a lot easier to do. Why would you do raw eggs as opposed to scrambled eggs? And because they're different uses. Scrambled eggs that are already cooked, you've just got to add water to them, hot water, reconstitute them, and now you've got scrambled eggs. Season it a little bit, make an omelet, whatever. Mix it up, right? But let's say you want to bake a cake, and it requires so many raw eggs. If you don't have chickens, you're not making eggs. Actually, that's not true. If you have raw eggs that you freeze dry, when you reconstitute them with hot water, you're back to having raw eggs again. You just don't have to worry about salmonella or anything like that. So there's a reason to do that. But understand, when you take all the water out of it, there's very little left. It's even worse when you do coffee. You can go get a big thing of Dunkin's coffee from your local Dunkin's. I won't do Starbucks. But you can fill your whole tray with your favorite iced coffee, whatever. You can do Black Rifle coffee cans, pour it in the tray. When you freeze dry, it's going to take a little longer because it's mostly liquid. It's not like doing slices of raw apple or anything it's got water in it, but not as much. What you're going to be left in the bottom is basically like it almost looks like a dry gravy, and you got to scrape it out with a spatula, put it in a little Mylar bag, zip it shut, press it, and it'll last you 30 years. And you mix it back up with hot water, and it tastes the same. It really does. It tastes the same as that Black Rifle coffee or that Dunkin' Donuts coffee that you mixed before. But understand, one, that's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. If you take coffee and you put your oxygen absorbers in it, Mylar bags, seal it and everything, understand, people will say coffee goes bad after 2 years. No, coffee is one of those things. It will dry out. It's not going to taste as good, but coffee will last a long, long time. Freeze-dried coffee, what you guys would call that Sanka instant coffee, your dad would mix up in the morning because mom wouldn't make a whole coffee pot. Remember how it tasted like ass? Well, that's freeze-dried coffee. It mixes and it's coffee. All right? It's not going to be as good as freshly ground beans that have been freshly roasted, and then you freshly grind them, and then you understand you just can't beat that. So Random American, I'm not going to say Greg out loud. Random American, I don't waste a lot of time freeze drying coffee. When I make my coffee, I just don't have any left over. I make it and I drink it. This is almost gone, which means our live stream is coming to an end here. But I have not done a lot of freeze drying. Guys, if you're interested in checking out freeze drying or long-term food preparations, you can go online. We've done a couple videos about long-term food storage. My whole reason for getting a Harvest Right freeze dryer was twofold. One, so I could do videos for you guys, but two, for me and my family because there are dark clouds on the horizon. So why haven't I done any videos on it yet? Because I'm not that guy that will buy something and then do a video on it regurgitating the talking points off the side of the box. I want to actually know about something so before I talk about it. So fast forward, me and my wife have been freeze drying now for several years now. And it was on my list of videos to do a couple weeks ago when the film crew was down here. But I didn't get through all the videos that we had on the list. So I do owe you guys some freeze dried videos. Randy Worst and his wife are getting ready to bite the bullet and buy one for the same reasons, because you putting up food is important. You got to have water. You've got to have shelter. You got to have air first, shelter second. And if you think, well, shelter, that's no big deal. I can make a poncho hooch. Guys, it's 7 degrees outside right now. You got to have shelter. All right. But shelter's worthless if you don't have any air. All right. Air, you guys take for granted sometimes, but there are places where you don't have air. All right. Air, shelter. But the next thing you need to be worried about is water. And if you got a well on your property or a creek or stream, is it something that runs year round? All right. Because now you're cutting down your chances even more. A well, okay, if it's good, clean water. So have a well on your property. I also have a swimming pool, all right, with the ability to treat all that water. Okay, give it thought. But after you've got water, your next thing after that is food. Now, I understand, guys, you have to be able to protect everything, all right? So I'm not saying self-defense is not high on that list also, but food is important, especially if you have an extended family. I have a lot of people on the hill. I have a lot of people in my family, and that's just the truth. So I mentioned I got that box today from Nutrient Survival. Their freeze-dried foods cost more than other people's freeze-dried foods. They do, because I'm not just getting empty calories. Their vitamin potatoes, you can get powdered potato flakes and put them in a Mylar bag in a bucket. I got that. But their vitamin potatoes taste like real potatoes, but they've also got all those 20 essential nutrients and minerals and everything mixed in there. So it's not just empty calories. Vitamin eggs, and the costs go up on all this stuff. I'm gonna be promoting their stuff some more here, especially in March, because I did a phone conference with Nutrient Survival today and set it up that because you understand the prices, especially the end of 2024 when we have these elections, the prices of food are going to start going through the roof again. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, look at what the cost of eggs are now. Look at what the cost of eggs were at the height of the pandemic. But look at what the cost of eggs were the first 2 years of Trump's presidency. And you'll see that the prices go up bad again. You guys take eggs for granted. Simple things like eggs. I like a good omelet, dude. I love omelets, but I also like it when my Aunt Helen bakes a cake. I like it when she makes blackberry cobbler. I like it when she makes this, when she makes that. You have to have flour, you have to have eggs, you've got to have sugar, you've got to have salt. And there are certain things that you can make on your property, but there are certain things that you can't. And right now, if I can't source something, bartering, all right, I have to have another source. And I have found Nutrient Survival, and people say, well, dude, their stuff's expensive compared to Mountain House or okay, fine. But I'll tell you, when you break it down and you look at what you're getting, for me, it's money well spent. So anyways, more to follow on that.
But keep in mind, when he talks about high cost of food, and we know we try to steer away from politics, But the day that Biden took over in 2020, he started jamming up all the people, even his home state of Pennsylvania, from fracking oil and access to federal lands for oil wells and stuff like that. You raise the price of gas, that affects everything in the grocery store.
Everything.
Those trucks that are rolling, they're going to pass that cost of the eggs, the flour, the beer, the tequila. That's going to come to you.
Don't mess with the tequila.
Yeah, dude, don't. Hey, I want to take a moment and for all you fifth group warfighters out there watching, our brother Frank Bills just lost his younger brother Jojo, to cancer. Put him in your prayers. Put Frank Bills and his family in your prayers.
Frank, we're putting you in our prayers.
He's back from St. Pete. He's up. He came in for his brother in Nashville, and they're having the funeral 1 February. Unfortunately, I have a doctor's appointment, and I just can't miss. But if you guys remember Frank over at CJSOF AP, he ran all the ranges. Whenever you were rolling out the wire, you go test your weapons, test everything. Frank was the man.
Yeah.
His brother JoJo, he was a war fighter. The cancer he had, it's probably one of I don't know the exact name of it, one of the war cancers. Even you look at the guys in fifth group, I don't know if anybody's tracking, but when you have a high population of your guys that were in certain areas at a certain time during war, and you have a high percentage of cancer cases with the guys and with their kids. My son died of cancer. And, there's something there. And they, I don't really, I'm not going to go that deep into it, but, all you guys that know Frank Bills, Frank's a great guy. His brother JoJo was just a great American. He loved life. And we call him Dilly Dilly. Dilly to the dilly dilly. God bless you in heaven, brother.
All right, parting words of wisdom from Steve Holland. Guys, we're going to wrap it up tonight. A big thanks again to Venture Surplus for sponsoring again tonight. I appreciate you guys all hanging out with us on a Monday.
Thank you, John Kraken. I'm going to get the Kraken.
Thank you to my moderators, Susan, Donut, and JT. You guys are awesome. For all of our fans, especially our patrons, you guys are awesome. May you guys all have a blessed 2024. And it's going to be a great year. Let's make it a great year. Let's make it a great year.
And remember, the path of the righteous man, that's us and all of you, is beset on all sides by the iniquities of the selfish, like politicians and bureaucrats, and the tyranny of evil men. That's like Fauci and those guys. Blessed is he who, in the name of charity and goodwill, shepherds the weak through the valley of darkness. For he or she is truly his brothers and sisters' keeper and the finder of lost children. That's like the good kids coming across the border of immigration, not the bad ones. And for you bad ones, he will strike down upon you with great vengeance and furious anger those who attempt to poison and politicize our sisters and brothers. And you will know his name is the Lord our God when he brings his vengeance upon you. With the Kraken. Release the Kraken in 2024.
On that note, this is the part where we say, peace out.